Imagine waking up one day and realizing your body has been aging faster than it should, not because of genetics, but because of tiny habits you never noticed. Now imagine there's a country where people slow that aging down so effectively they stay lean, calm, and disease-free decades longer than the rest of the world. That country is Japan, and scientists say their secret isn't diets or discipline, it's 8 tiny habits that quietly reshape your metabolism and hormones. Miss these habits and your body pays for it. Inflammation spikes, fat storage ramps up, and stress chemistry takes over. But follow them, even a little, and your cells begin repairing damage you didn't even know was happening. These are the 8 Japanese microhabits that could change the way your body burns energy, handles stress, and even ages. For decades, researchers have tried to understand why the Japanese age so slowly, and the answer keeps pointing back to the same thing: tiny daily habits that quietly transform the body from the inside out. These aren't rituals that require discipline or willpower. They're simple patterns anyone can adopt, and your biology responds almost immediately. In today's breakdown, you'll see how each of these microhabits alters your metabolism, stabilizes your hormones, and protects your cells from the silent damage that speeds up aging. And by the end, you'll know exactly why these small choices add up to longer life, sharper focus, and a calmer, stronger body. So let's start with the first habit and the science behind what it does to you. Once you understand the big picture, the real question is, what actually happens inside your body when you start living this way? Day after day, year after year. Let's start with Kaizen, the habit of getting just 1% better instead of trying to overhaul your whole life on Monday. Your brain is wired to panic at big changes, but relax around tiny ones. A small win, 5 minutes of walking after dinner, 1 extra glass of water, swapping 1 sugary snack for something real, gives you a little dopamine hit without triggering that "this is too much" alarm. In the first week, that means fewer failed fresh starts and less guilt chemistry running through your system. Over months, these micro upgrades compound into better blood sugar control, steadier energy, and a body that finally believes you when you say, "I'm changing." Ikigai is your next upgrade, your reason to get out of bed that goes deeper than "I have to." People in Okinawa don't retire from life, they shift into purpose. And biologically, that matters. Studies on purpose in life show lower cortisol, lower inflammation, and even lower risk of heart disease in people who feel like they're needed. At a body level, it's like your nervous system quietly saying, "Okay, there's a point to all this, let's keep things running." In the short term, finding even a small ikigai, teaching your grandkids something, starting a tiny garden, finally working on that skill you've parked for years, lifts your mood and smooths out those emotional crashes. Long term, you're not just alive longer, you're alive with the lights fully on. Hara hachi bu is where your digestion and metabolism start breathing again. Stopping at 80% full sounds cute until you realize what it does for your organs. Every time you eat to stuffed, your blood sugar spikes, insulin surges, and your body scrambles to store the extra as fat and inflammation. Calorie restriction studies, especially mild daily restriction, keep showing the same pattern: better metabolic flexibility, slower biological aging, less background inflammation. In the first few days of eating just a bit less than you're used to, you may feel oddly light after meals instead of food coma heavy. After a few weeks, your pants fit differently, your afternoon crashes soften, and your body starts burning stored fuel instead of constantly dealing with overflow. Then there's Shinrin-yoku, forest bathing, basically letting nature babysit your nervous system for a while. When you walk in a green space, breathing slowly, not doom scrolling, trees literally change your blood chemistry. They release natural compounds called phytocides that have been shown to lower cortisol and boost immune cells that hunt down damaged or infected cells. After a single unhurried walk, your heart rate drops, your shoulders unclench, and your sleep that night is often deeper. Keep it up weekly and your stress baseline lowers. Your body stops living like every email is a saber-toothed tiger. Wabi-sabi steps in on the mental side, the habit of letting life be imperfect without turning every flaw into a personal failure. When you obsess over perfect routines, perfect bodies, perfect health, you keep your stress switch half on all day. Self-compassion research shows that people who are kinder to themselves bounce back from setbacks faster and have fewer chronic stress symptoms. In real life, wabi-sabi looks like saying, "Yeah, today wasn't perfect, but I still moved 10 minutes more than yesterday," instead of, "I blew it, so why bother?" In the first week, that mindset alone stops a dozen all-or-nothing spirals. Over years, it protects your heart, your blood vessels, and your sanity from the wear and tear of constant self-attack. Gaman is the quiet engine of all of this, enduring discomfort without turning it into a personal apocalypse. Your body is built to handle stress in bursts, then recover. The problem is when every minor annoyance becomes a story. "This always happens to me, my life is chaos, nothing ever works." That story keeps your sympathetic nervous system stuck in overdrive. Emotional regulation studies show that when you learn to notice discomfort, breathe, and choose your response, inflammation markers drop and recovery times improve. Day-to-day, Gaman might look like, your train is late, your boss is annoying, your kids are loud, and instead of exploding, you ride the wave. The benefit? Your heart, gut, and immune system stop living in constant emergency mode. Omoyari, thoughtful kindness, is where your biology gets rewarded for being a decent human. Doing something small for someone else, letting another car merge, speaking softer in public, washing the dishes so future you doesn't suffer, triggers oxytocin and a gentle rise in serotonin. Those chemicals lower blood pressure, reduce stress, and make you feel grounded instead of isolated. In the first few days of practicing this, your mood feels slightly lighter, like someone turned down the background noise. Over time, you build real social safety, friends, family, community, that your nervous system reads as, "I'm safe here," which is one of the healthiest signals your body can get. And then there's Kintsugi, the habit of not hiding your cracks, learning from them, not being defined by them. Trauma and failure are not just mental events. They leave fingerprints all over your hormones, sleep, digestion, and immune system. But when you reinterpret those cracks as part of your design instead of proof you're broken, the brain rewires. Research on post-traumatic growth shows that people who integrate their past rather than deny it end up with stronger coping skills and lower long-term stress. In your body, that looks like fewer stress flares when something reminds you of the old stuff, and more of a grounded, "I've been through worse and I'm still here" feeling. That inner stability is pure gold for your heart, gut, and brain. Put together over days, weeks, and years, these 8 habits don't turn you into a different person overnight. What they do is quietly renovate your inner machinery. Less chronic inflammation, better metabolic control, calmer nerves, stronger connections, and a story about your life that your body actually wants to keep living. You don't need to change everything at once. Just pick one tiny Japanese habit and try it today. Maybe you stop eating when you feel almost full, or you take a slow walk outside after dinner. Notice how your body feels that day and the next morning. If you feel even a little lighter, calmer, or less tired, that's your biology responding. Keep stacking these small choices, and they turn into better energy, better sleep, and better mood over time. Your future health is built from what you do in these ordinary days. So choose one habit now and make it part of your routine this week. If this video gave you a new way to think about your health, tap like, subscribe, and save it. And share it with someone who wants to feel better without extreme diets or crazy routines.